Okay, let's make a pop-up card. This is totally customizable. It all depends on what you will be doing for your project. In this case, I have a cute little hedgehog with a mouse and a thank you as a stamp. You can do whatever you like, do a bouquet of flowers, all sorts of things. Okay, so how do you do this? How do you get it so neatly popped out of the middle? Well, it's actually just a little bit of measuring. So you will need a ruler and a pencil for this one. And here's how we do this. First of all, you need to consider what it is that you want to pop up. Because if the piece, when it's folded down flat, sticks off the edge of the card, that means that it will actually stick out of the card and everyone will know it's a pop-up before you get going. So, or before they open it. So you want to pull it back enough so that it's inside the card. And in this case, that's very easy. It's just a small piece. You also want to make sure it's far enough away from the middle of the card so that it actually has some dimension to it and actually pops up. But that's totally up to you how far away you want it. Once you decide where it is that you would like your piece to stick up, so not past the edge of the card and also not too close to the edge, you're then going to take a pencil. Now I'm using a black marker so that you can see these lines because pencil, I've tried this a few times, pencil doesn't cut it, unfortunately, so you can't really see it. So you decide where you want to make your first mark. So how far in from the edge of your little thing do you want it to be, and how far in from the edge of the card. So this will end up being about this wide. That's pretty sturdy. It should support this image, no problem. So it should be good, and this isn't sticking out the edge, so we know it's not too far away from the edge. All right, now we want to take a couple of measurements using that dot. So we set aside our image for the moment and grab a ruler and take those measurements. So in this case, we've got, it's a little over 5.5. I think what I'll end up doing, I think I'll go in 5.5 instead of a little over 5.5. And then the other measurement that you want is how far away is it from the edge, and it's about 7.5. So we've got 5.5 centimeters and 7.5 centimeters. Now this number will change, but basically it's just this distance here. It changes depending on what you're doing, and this distance here. So you've got the corner of where you want your image to be, just one edge, and then find that distance. So 5.5 centimeters was this one, and 7.5 was this one. Okay? So now that we've got those two measurements, we're going to measure some stuff on the outside and in the middle. And again, you're doing this in pencil, so it's totally erasable. But measuring these outside bits is going to allow us to do a crisscross and find the exact point where 5.5 centimeters crosses 7.5 centimeters here, and that will allow us to easily have the measurements for the pop-up card. So let's do the first measurement. We're going 5.5 centimeters in from the edge and making a little mark. Now we know that we need two sides to this pop-up, and we want the other one to come in the same amount of space. So I'm actually going to go to the other edge of the card, line it up for 5.5 centimeters, and make another mark. Now you need 2 points in order to make a straight line that is parallel. So we're going to go to the middle and make a point at 5.5, because we know the middle has a nice straight line and is already parallel to the edge of the card. So that's why I'm going to the middle. It just makes the measurement easier rather than having to go all the way to the other side of the card. And if you want these marks to be covered up later on, like I have here, I've actually just put a card front on afterwards. So if you keep it all on one side of the card, that helps for organization later. So I've made these two marks, 5.5 centimeters in, 5.5 in, 5.5 in, and 5.5 in. I'm now going to turn the card, and we're going to use this point, or this edge and this edge for reference. So 7.5 is the magic number here. I'm going to make one 7.5 inch mark, and then I'm going to make the other one over here by measuring in. Okay, once I've done that, I can now connect the dots. I think I'll use these 2 points, and I'm going to make a nice light, again, you'll be doing this in pencil, nice light pencil mark across the middle. You don't have to draw the line all the way across, just in the middle's fine, because as long as it extends past this point and this point, because we're going to be making a cross section, you don't really need the marks anywhere else. Again, it's in pencil. And then here, I'm actually going to draw from the middle and then just up to that line that I drew before. And same here, again in pencil, of course. There we go. So now I've got a guide for my pop-up card. I'm just going to take a pair of scissors. Ordinary scissors will do, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. And I'm going to cut a straight line into that perpendicular, or this line that's parallel here. You're going to cut into those perpendicular lines, which you know are perpendicular because you've just measured them. And cut another line. And the beauty of this is when you, whoops, there's my notes from before. I'll turn it this way so we can't see them. The beauty of this is when you pull these out, you can make it, if you've got scoring tool, feel free to score those lines first before folding them in, but you'll find that if you do it a few times it willingly does what you want it to do. And there you go. So now this little piece that we wanted to stick up can pop right on there, and you've got a pop-up card. Erase all your pencil lines, and if you want to keep those pencil lines on the outside, that's also totally doable. And if you do them on the outside, you just put a clean sheet of paper cut to size over the top, and then you don't even have to erase the pencil lines. And you just put, of course this would be blank, you just put the image onto the pop-up on the inside. Alright, that's it. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Click like if you like this kind of video. I'm really getting into card making. If you'd like some card making tutorials and things, please leave that as a comment. I would love to do some if you enjoy that sort of thing. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And definitely check out my new channel. I just did a vlog yesterday, and I will be filming Monday, Wednesday, Friday over there, and Tuesday, Thursday on this channel. Have a good day, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.